Hi and welcome back to our series about what a developer should know about UX design. My name is Salla.
And I am Kirsi. We are both UX designers working at Ericsson. In this video we will be discussing what skills or knowledge could help you as a developer.
My background is in engineering, so I think I can say this also from own experience. But I think the main difference between designers and engineers is that as an engineer it's very tempting to jump directly into solutions when you actually should be taking a few steps back and still think what the problem actually is. What I think is super cool in the design discipline is that for designers it's more normal to spend time with the problem, defining what the problem is, and only then go into trying to find a solution to fix that problem. As a designer, I think some of the main questions would be that what really is this problem? What is it about? Is this actually a problem? Is this a problem in the first place? And then should we even solve this problem? Is it bringing us value that we solve this problem? So I would say that instead of having a solution and then trying to find a place where you could put this cool solution into, you really spend your time with the problem, defining what it is all about, and then trying to find the best possible solution to fit that one. And about more specific tools, I would say that for many developers, having some basic user research skills would be really useful. And I think this is not only developers actually, but also product management, product owners, and any customer-facing personnel. What I think this comes down to is understanding how to ask good questions, how to ask non-leading questions so that you get the information that you need, not the information that you want to get. And of course then having some basic skills into analyzing the data that you have just gathered. So being able to spot any insights or themes about it.
I would also like to bring up user personas. So the fictive descriptions of the users of the solution, but they are always based on research data. So even though they are fictive, there is data behind it of the actual end users. And this knowledge should really be utilized by the entire product team. So not just the designers, but also the developers and the product management.
And then of course, where do all these methods and tools fit in? I think it's super important to understand what kind of design process the company is using and how it fits into their wider product development process. When you know one design process, I would say that you know pretty much all the design processes, or at least what is really in the core of them. It is the iterative nature of iterating to find the best possible solution, and the deep focus on understanding the users and their needs.
Yeah. Also, despite being a developer, it really doesn't hurt to have some basic understanding on the heuristics, so the foundation of good design. These are things like providing the user assistance when needed, or trying to prevent errors from happening, guiding the user, avoid causing any extra cognitive load, or following the standards and best practices. These are really just a few examples, but very important foundations that should be understood.
To close with, I would also like to highlight some additional tools or concepts that I think would be super useful. For example, information architecture. This is usually something that is on UX designer's table, but especially for a software architect or a lead developer, it's really important to be able to discuss one, help the UX designer to develop one that is the most suitable for your product or service. And then another topic that I would consider super important for a developer is accessibility. This is again something that's on UX designer's table But for a developer to understand the basics of accessibility, the frameworks that are usually used, you can support a designer very well with coming up with the best possible and accessible solution. I think that's very briefly what we thought might be useful for a developer to know. There is a lot of material also in the internet, different courses, boot camps or lectures. So if you are interested to know more about any of these topics.